And to this day, I will never get used to seeing like two dolls fucking. But even more disturbing, I was always like, who was on top? I had to really watch it, really watch it. I think it's Chucky on top and Tiffany on the bottom. I'm a sick fuck. Bride of Chucky. Before I get this video started, let me give a big thank you to my brother from YouTube, Anthony A. Perez. He's a Chucky fan too. He loves this shit as much as I do. I had to get him on a Chucky video, so I asked him, bro, which Chucky movie you want to do? Because there's like 7 of them. Which one you want to do? He was like, oh, I guess I'll do Bride of Chucky. So now we got Bride of Chucky to review. So I'm just going to pass it over to my brother, Anthony A. Perez. Check him out on his YouTube channel. Check him out because he just loves Chucky and the horror shit. So yeah, Anthony, you take it away. Give your thoughts on Bride of Chucky.
What's going on, Darnell and all his viewers? Thank you so much, my friend, for having me here in a video. First time on your channel, and I am more than honored to be here. And you wanted me to join you for Bride of Chucky, one of my favorite films in the Chucky series. And anybody who knows me personally knows I love Chucky. I have Chucky tattooed on my leg, and that's part of why Darnell and I were able to kind of connect on this. And when he invited me on, I was more than willing to be on any single one of these movies. So a big thanks to him for having me here in this video to talk about Bride of Chucky, a film that really flipped the Chucky franchise on its head and brought it into a new generation. Those original 3 Chucky films started coming out in the late 80s, moving into the early 90s, but horror started to change, and as things like Scream came out and horror became, a blend of horror and comedy, and also became very self-aware and a lot more about imagery than actual scares, yeah, Chucky kind of followed down that path, giving us this really ridiculous horror comedy that, completely moves away from the horror element that the first 3 Chucky films had, and definitely leans far more into very over-the-top early 2000s and late 90s goth imagery, and just that overall just very emo, edgelord kind of feeling vibe that you saw in a lot of stuff of that era. And with that said, I really love this film. I feel like this is really where I start to fall in love with the franchise more. I love the first Child's Play. I love the second and third for different reasons. But ultimately, these aren't like incredible films, right? These aren't films with top-notch acting a lot of times or great storytelling. They're filled with convoluted holes in their stories. And when you move from one sequel to the next, there are things that sometimes don't make sense. But Brad Dourif, as the character of Chucky, really makes these films. And I think he does such a great job of taking Chucky into this new direction, where in this film Chucky really becomes like the main character of his story. And I really enjoy that about Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, that they really make Chucky a lot more of the main character in his own series, whereas in the other ones, understandably so, he was the slasher villain character who had his funny one-liners, his funny moments, his cool moments, his sick moments, his horrifying moments, but ultimately was, kind of just a character that would appear here and there when the story needed him to, and it was more about the random humans that he was dealing with. Whereas with this one, though we definitely have a lot of those disposable dumb humans in this film, it leans into the whole premise being so silly. And of course, we're introduced to the Bride of Chucky, Tiffany, and yeah, I just really enjoy the dynamic between Jennifer Tilly and Brad Dourif. I think that they just really captured the essence of who these two characters can be and should be so well, and I think that they play off of each other so well, and I just love both this film and Seed of Chucky simply because of that reason. It's so bonkers, it's so over the top, it's so ridiculous that it's genuinely hard to hate. Ultimately, when you watch this movie, there's no way you can watch the movie where 2 dolls end up sleeping with each other and killing people on like a, romantic, psychopathic way. You can't watch something like this and kind of try to take it serious. You have to know what the creators' intentions were, and clearly what they were going for here is bizarre, over the top, and ridiculous moments that, celebrate the character of Chucky while also bringing in a new era of Chucky. And I think that this movie does that well. When you look back at those early films, as much as they did lean into the horror element, they weren't really necessarily scary. And by today's standards, they're not older horror films that you go back to and genuinely feel creeped out by. But I think overall, Chucky is a silly premise. So to see a movie like this, I think that they just really leaned into, I think, what makes Chucky, Chucky. And for me, Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky are both really top-notch Chucky movies that just lean into just having dumb fun and allowing all of these humans to just be dumb human fodder for our main characters. So ultimately, is this film phenomenal? Is it beautifully well written with some fantastic performances and a beautiful 3-act structure that allows you to have that chef kiss moment? No, it's not in any way, shape, or form. But I love the Chucky moments. I love the Chucky design in this film. I love the introduction of Jennifer Tilly and the character of Tiffany. And overall, I really enjoy the dynamic between the two of them and the way that the film ends, setting up for Seed of Chucky, even though it doesn't necessarily play off of the events of this one perfectly well. Yeah, I really thoroughly just enjoy the way the movie ends, and I just enjoy how bizarre this film is, even if I can admit that it's not really a fantastic film. So a big thanks to you, my friend, for having me here on your channel. Always a pleasure to be able to do anything with you, and I look forward to having more video collabs that we can do here on your channel or some over on my channel, as we have been talking about and planning. And I'll go ahead and pass it back to you, my friend. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Well, I'm not going to add too much more to that because, like I say, Anthony pretty much wrapped up his thoughts and my thoughts on Bride of Chucky. I think Bride of Chucky is definitely the movie that shows that, okay, yeah, now this is full-on horror comedy. Did better horror comedy than the movie that came after it, The Forbidden Movie. The Forbidden Movie. I'd say I enjoy Bride of Chucky. It's one of the movies that I'm just like, if I was marathoning this shit, I could power through it, you know, because there were parts in it I did like Chucky's new look in the movie. It's all stitched up in Frankenstein and shit. The look that's going to carry on into future Chucky movies. I like that look. It was scary as shit. Brad Dourif still does an amazing role. And him and Jennifer Tilly playing off each other. Good chemistry at Tiffany and Chucky really did good. I like that too. Again, Chucky gets wiped out again. This time kind of like average, but it was kind of like a poetic average because it's like the way he gets massacred, he gets shot, but he lands into the coffin of his original body way back from Child's Play 1. I like that full circle kind of deal going on. So for me, that feels like where the story of Chucky and Tiffany kind of officially ended, because now Chucky's good guy body is officially at rest with his human body. So it's like the book is closed. But of course, the studio was like, nah, we gotta keep making these Chucky movies because we'll lose the rights. So let's just make the worst Chucky movie ever. The worst. It's the worst. It is. I have to rate Bride of Chucky on my movie scale. I guess I would say Bride of Chucky is definitely still a good 7 out of 10, which is definitely worth seeing at matinee. So where would I rank this one so far? Since I've been ranking them all, I guess I would still do Child's Play 2, Child's Play, Child's Play 3, and then Bride of Chucky. I think that's good. I think that good for you? I hope so. If it ain't good for you, comment below what your rating of the Chucky movie so far are. And yeah, let's talk about it because it's Chucky week. We're going strong. Thank you again, Anthony Perez, my brother. I hope that you had a good time doing this video with me, and I hope to see you in another video. I hope to see you review Chucky TV show next week. It's going down. I can't wait. And thank you guys for watching. If you've been following along since day one, yes, see you guys in the next video, because in the next one, give me strength. As always, guys, subscribe. Until next time.